Please, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Be So Light. My name is Felicia, as well as Niana and Priestess Makala. So, first of all, let me just start off on the back. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I want you to know here we are all about claiming your light. So, let me refresh your memories. I have two books that I have written. Oh, yes, I keep forgetting I'm an author. But the first book I wrote was Spiral Light by Be So Light, and it has my writer's name on it, Felicia Dunbar Burns. Okay. So that is my writer's ancestry name. And this was the very first book I wrote about Spiral Light and my journey of how it all came to be. The second one was this year. It's in a larger print, and it was kind of a little bit too large. But oh well, I left it in that print. If you get it printed, you can definitely get it as an ebook. And this one is the Galactic Spiral Light, the 12th dimension, and it's all about that divine source healing. So this is another one that I have written talking about my work. It says, enjoy the flowing message of Spiral Light Healing, the open journey of clients results and releasing stored emotional trauma in the body. You are the healer you seek. You are the medicine you seek. You are the love you seek. You are your light. Be so light. There. Much love, and my famous words I like to say, be good to you. Okay? My famous words that actually started it all. That be good to you. Hi darling. Hi darling. That be good to you came first, then Be So Light. And then I was like, okay. Then I put it on my license plate holder. First I had to Be Good to You. Then I did the Be So Light. Hi lovelies, hi lovelies. Welcome on in. So I'm just letting you know I have these two books. I actually have three. There's another one online called Crown, Throne, Rule. It had a lot of words in it, but it was all about staying in your power, and it's very castle like. I don't know if you've noticed, I am very much the castle person, the swords, loving the armor, love the warriors when they're dressed in the armor and they're ready to go duke it out. And I love dragons. Absolutely love them. Now, my fascination with dragons, it's been around a long time. I always loved dragons. But I remember back in the day when I was going to church, when I was believing in that indoctrination, and then I outgrew it and graduated, got extremely upgraded. So then I said, I can't come here anymore because the priest that was running it at the time was not a very nice priest. He was very prejudiced and was very humiliating people in the church, was making them feel less than. And I said, you can't be. And you know, it's interesting when I was in the church system doing that and I was sitting there and I was like, how can you represent God and you're you're being mean to people in church? Aren't you supposed to be representing love and everything? And when I kept seeing that, and then it was all about collecting the money and I'm like, wasn't making sense to me. Remember my brother and loving dragons since 10 years old. Yeah. So I remember I was saying I was liking dragons and I had dreams about dragons and I said it to this priest. He literally told me, you are being attacked by demonic beings and you can't be dreaming about things like that. You need to go over in the corner and do your 10 Hail Marys and your 10 All Fathers and stop communicating with the demons, the devil. It scared me to death. I was like, oh, so then what happens, because I was young then, because that's what happens when you go in the confession. You pull the little door and you go in there and you say something, and then the next thing you know, they're beating you up with their words, making you feel bad, guilting you and shaming you, and then you shut it down. You're scared to think about it anymore. But it keeps coming up. They keep showing themselves to you. So let's wind forward to the House of Dragons. Now, what really sparked, I'm getting goosebumps as I think about it. What really sparked my interest back in the dragons and not to be fearful and to get rid of that energy and clear it was when I was watching House of Thrones. The Game of Thrones, excuse me, the Game of Thrones. Somebody's house had the throne, but it was the Game of Thrones. And then when I first saw the dragons, how Daenerys became the mother of dragons, and when the fire wouldn't touch her, and when the dragons were on her shoulders. Do you guys remember that scene where she gave, like, she was put in the fire and she comes out and she's like sitting there in a new position, but the dragons come up on her shoulders and they're sitting with her. They chose her as the mother of the dragons. So now when we look at House of Dragons, the last scene, the recent one, God, I'm getting goosebumps like crazy. I think because my dragon beans are around here. So there's the recent episode was called Small Folk. And there was this part where, okay, so the black, they call her the Black Queen, the Dark Queen, or the Black Queen, because she's representing all the stuff that's happened to her. She's had so much death, and she was dethroned, and she doesn't have the right throne, blah 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 blah. But I want to step to the part. She's looking for someone to ride this particular dragon. She needs another dragon rider because they already took out the elder princess who was on the other one. That was a sad one. When her and her dragon went down by that big colossal dragon that was up in there. Now this big colossal dragon that's in the storyline, he's so big, he has holes in his wings, and he's one of those dragons that's like, I'm so old and I am so tired of, I have to wake up to go fly in the air and go fight. Fine, I will do it. And he's so huge. So when he gets going and flapping his wings to get up there, he's just huge. But once he's up there, nobody sees him coming. Nobody sees him coming. They look everywhere. And that's what took her out, was because he's a sneaky dragon where he's flying and he'll come up underneath you and take you down. So that's the one that should have went to the right Targaryen member, but what's his name? One Eye, I call him One Eye, stole it. He took it for himself. That was supposed to be for the daughters of the mother that kind of said, well, I can't have the baby, so please, Dracarys, I want to go down in the flames of the dragon. So now they have to create another rider for this particular dragon. And this is why I titled it, Dragons Choose You. They really do. Dragons choose you. Our etheric, high spirit dragon beings are very real. They choose you. They know who you are. You are a part of their lineage, their family. They know the signature of you. Okay? They do. In this scene, and I said, damn, they got this right. I couldn't believe how good they got it. So they're in the cave where the dragon is. They got the master ones that are calling it out. They sing a song. They call to the dragon to come. They sing the song. And they are prepping the new guy to go and merge with the dragon and be a dragon rider. Okay, so there was like a little prep for this guy where she tells him, okay, you need to understand you're going to go in front of this dragon, and this dragon can either accept you or not, and you could very much so be killed. Do you understand this? This dragon will kill you. And he says, yes, my queen, I understand. I will take this on. Whatever he says. But he goes ahead and accepts it. So they're standing there. He's standing there. They do the song. The two master ones got these long stick things or whatever, and they're calling us, and they're speaking in the language, and they're saying, you are going to allow him to ride you. You will obey. You will obey. Well, when I saw those words, I just said, oh no, you don't talk to a dragon like that, telling them they're going to obey? Obey a human? What? So he walks out. He's standing there. He's got his armor on. And I'm like, this is not going to go well for you. You shall not pass. Kind of like how Kamala Harris shall not pass. Anyway, you shall not pass. This isn't going to work. The dragon comes out after they call him. He's looking. He goes ahead. He keeps his eyes forward and he lays his head down so that this man can walk up and climb on to ride. As soon as that guy took a step, I said, oh, hell no, you're gone. And the dragon saw it. And that dragon just sat there and looked and said, all right, I'm going to let you come on up a little bit because I want to be sure if you are even brave enough to ride me. So the guy takes a step and you can see he has fear. He was emanating fear if the dragon was going to bond with him. He takes a step and he's not steady in his footsteps up to the dragon. And I'm like, oh, somebody's going to be shish kebabs. Hello. I'm like, no, honey. You're unsure foot. You're not stepping right. No, and they're yelling in Targaryen saying, obey, you allow, obey, to the dragon. And I'm like, no, this dragon already knows. He's full of fear. He's not stepping up, sure steady. He's like, no, you're not going to ride me. That as soon as he got just right halfway, the dragon rises up, looks at him, then looks at the two masters on the side and says, and you didn't even have to hear it in dragon language. He just looked at the man and says, you are not worthy. You are full of fear. You are not a warrior that will ride me. Raises his head back. Shish kebab city. Yeah, what do? So he burns them all up. And the queen is like, oh! And she goes back in, well, that didn't go very nice. Okay, I still need a ride, someone to ride. So then it skips over. I guess the dragon says, are you kidding me? Do you really think I was going to let someone that was so full of fear Ride me. Trust me, there's medicine in us. Ride me. So the dragon makes its way out of the cave, of the cavern. And he's looking and sensing, smelling for a Targaryen. Someone that has the DNA to ride him. And this man had long braids, Targaryen. Probably doesn't know if he's fully Targaryen because he doesn't have the white hair. He only has the black braids. And so he was working on the ships, working on the boats and everything. And he was coming out in the field. And next thing you know, he sees the shadow. And he's like, dragon. So he's running. And the dragon says, I see you. There's my Targaryen. I see you. And the dragon is like, no matter where you're hiding, you can go in the trees. You can go wherever you're going. I'm going to find you. And sure enough, the scene where the guy trips over the log, he falls back on the rock, and the dragon is right there in front of his face, heart to heart, eye to eye, looking him dead in the eyes, and it's like, it's you. You will ride me. You can see the essence of that dragon, how it just looked at him, it chose him, and says, you are a warrior. You are the one that will ride me. You are the one I choose. I smell you. I see you. I know you. I remember you. You are a part of this lineage. You are the one that will ride me. Not someone that is full of fear. Not someone that was stepping unsure of themselves and thought they should get on and ride me. I choose you. So I can't wait to see what next Sunday is going to be about, because obviously he realizes, and you see the communication where he's not fearful. He's looking directly at the dragon, and there's this bond that takes place when you're a dragon rider. And it was done just like that. I said, damn, they got it right. Because that's just how, when you're working with dragon beings, they know who you are. And a lot of us work with our dragons in the ethers. A lot of us work with our dragons in silent ways, going in and doing battles off the earth plane, and we're in the multi-dimension riding our dragons, kicking some serious booty. Okay? So a dragon chooses you because of the fact it knows who you are. There's a certain signature in your energy field that allows a dragon to work with you, that allows a dragon to present protection with you. Dragons are so real in their ways. They're so high dimensions of themselves. They are pure in their light of who they are. And there's been so many dragons who have been imprisoned within certain parts of the earth, soul-wise, that have finally been released. Okay? So with all the things that are happening with our sun and Mother Earth, a lot of things that were captured, kept deep inside spirit-wise, has been released to return to their rightful place in the higher dimensions. So when you're working with your dragons, just remember, they know who you are. And if you keep seeing a certain image of a dragon, or you feel like at night especially, they like to come in and kind of nestle around the bed, or you feel the presence of warmth coming over you, or you feel like a wingedness comes over you, that's a dragon being. I already told you guys how my other dragon came into the bathtub. And I'm laying there, being the priestess that I am, with the towel on my eye, and I'm like, oh God, this feels so good to be in a bath. And I'm like, I feel like a presence in here. What? Why do I? It's gotten a little bit warmer. What is? I feel, and I peel away one, and I just dimensionally can see this beautiful pinkish iridescent whitish colored dragon with the head coming up like this. Hi, I'm a new dragon. I would love to work with you. My name is Lemuria. And I go, I'm in the bathtub. I can see that, priestess. So, talking to her is a female energy. It was all about light codes. It was all about activations that were coming in. She's bringing codes. And I was like, okay, so let's see. I have 1, 2, 3. So you're going to be my sixth, my fifth dragon? Says yes. Now, I want to make sure you know this. When you're working with dragon beings, when you call them in for protection or you call them in to help somebody, or a lot of times when I'm doing the spiral light, if there's something going on with the client, I will send a dragon over. If there's something going on at a home, like for instance, when my brother was having problems with his partner, his woman partner, and there was stuff on her that was entities that was making her do weird things. I sent 2 of my dragons over there to clean house and to lock it down. And they went. Next thing I know, she's in medical lockdown, getting the help she needs. And this home was able to get cleaned up from the start of a fire. That's how fast my dragons went over there. And I asked him, please help. When I'm working with my dragons and things are getting weird, or you'll know when your dragons are with you and things are not moving, or people are coming in your space that shouldn't be there, I don't have a problem. I simply just say, take care of it. Deal with it. Take care of the problem, the issue. That is not divine. Off they go. Oh, yeah. So, this is why people who walk the path as a priestess, as a priest, as druid, as way sure what, when you find out who's on your team and you find out that you are recognized by dragons and they know who you are because you are connected to that lineage. My bloodline lineage goes all the way to Ireland. So there is a lot of connection Celtic wise, Nordic, where a lot of the history of dragons come from. Okay? As well as in Chinese folklore and mythology of that. But the dragons, they are very high dimensional beings. So if you have been working with dragons, or you find yourself collecting things with dragons, or drawing arts with dragons, or you love dragons, you got crystal dragons, you got drawing dragons, you got you got all kind of things with dragons. That means, my lovelies, you are part of the family. And if you've had a hard time trying to figure out who is the dragon that works with you, just ask. They'll tell you their name. But know this, dragons they don't talk like how we talk. They don't do that. They're very telepathic, and they're very deep voice, throat sounding dragons. Okay, they're all about in the throat. They're all about, if you're stepping up on me the wrong way, I might just, have to light you up. That just might just happen. So they're that type of being. The dragons are not like wee. They have their voice, and they're very, very straightforward and very precise. There is no misunderstanding a dragon, which is why when we are moving into creativity of things that we desire and things that we're connecting into and things that we are bringing in as materializing it in front of us or manifesting it, whatever M factor you're using, you have to be like the dragon. You have to see it float in, sail in on that wind, claim it as yours, and know it's done. A dragon knows when things are done. A dragon knows where it needs to go to find something, to seek something out. A dragon knows. And a lot of you are walking around with dragon energy and don't even know it. And I have to say this, and I have to say this in love and honor of a client of mine who said it the best yesterday. If you are still asleep, please wake up. And I love how she said this. I got to say it, and I'm saying it in honor and respect of what you said, because I almost fell out of my car after I parked it when you said it. I swear to God, I almost fell out because I laughed so hard. Some people are so asleep, they're not even out of the bed yet. I just fell out laughing. I just couldn't believe. That's how many people are still sleeping because they haven't gotten out of the bed yet. So thank you for that, because that just made my whole day the way you said that. I loved it. So when you're working with dragon energy, sit in that stillness. Don't be like this man who was unsure-footed. Yes, I laughed my ass off. Unsure-footed and stepping up on a dragon that he already knew in his heart he was fearful of doing. He was fearful. Dragons can smell that. They know when you're fearful. Okay? When you are working with dragons, it is a partnership. It is a duality. It is a dimensional connection. And I love when I can go in dream world and I can be with my dragons and go in, and if we got to go in and do battle, I'm all for that. I'll go in and do that. And I have done that. I've done that quite some times. Especially when Deb was around, when she was here. We did a lot of that battling on those dimensions with a lot of others who were being pulled into battle, and we were all on our dragons and doing our work. So if you are seeing dragons and you have a love for them, honor that. Honor buying a necklace that represents a dragon. Honor buying, like how I showed you guys the wand. Hold on. Honor that. I couldn't believe it when I walked in there. I was all like, why am I going to this store? A lot of times dragons are funny. They like to have her go to this store. We want to give her a gift. And they'll have one item there, and you're supposed to get it. And then necklaces that show the symbols of the dragons. Okay? But it's actually like a heart upside down. But it's a dragon like this. Yeah, when I walked into, I didn't know why I was going up to Auburn to go to Tribal Weavers, and I'm like, why am I going there? And I'm walking around. I'm like, okay, am I here for the cards? And it's like, no. I'm like, okay, am I here for a crystal? Maybe. I'm like, okay, do I need to go outside? No. I go, what am I here to get? Like, keep walking. And I start walking. I come to the one table. It has all these beautiful handcrafted made things. And then when I saw the dragon wand, I stood there. I go, ooh! The young one was like, are you okay? Are you having asthma? I go, no, I'm not having asthma. No. So this one has the dragon on it, has the amethyst, had the silver, had more amethyst down the center, and then ends with another amethyst at the base. And I just was like, I picked it up. I looked at the price. I said, shut up. And the lady passes by and she says, oh, the designer that just made that just the other day. I said, shut up. Said, obviously it was for you. I guess so. Bing. So this is the dragon wand, and it sits right next to me, and I love the fact. And one of the things about dragons, they work a lot with the quartz, and amethyst is a signature with dragons. So I was just like, whoa. So here's the thing. When you're working with dragons, find out, and I've said it before on another video, find out if your dragon is more like an air dragon, a fire dragon, a purification dragon, a healing dragon, a water dragon. What is the connection of that dragon? What is it? Because they'll tell you what they do. I have one for codes. I have one for water. I have one that does purification. One that is just the magical, mystical one. Then I have the big one that is the warrior one. That's the one that nobody should play with because it's a beautiful one. It is pure black, shiny like hematite black, deep black color. Like, yeah, you know, huge. And I remember with Kalina Millar, go look her up. She's a light language specialist. She's a priestess. She's a conduit for the highest form of light. She's awesome. I've had meetings with her, met her in person, and it's because of her I finally found out what the light language was all about. And she did a teaching on dragons. And she went into the dragon voice, and she took us on a journey into the dragon codes. And when we went into the light language of the dragon codes when she was doing it, I found myself right there. There is a special arch place where dragons meet up in. And there was one of the most oldest ancient dragons that is like the governing dragon, the head dragon that was there. He was so old that he was the type of dragon. He came out, he had like the white hair that comes down from the chin, almost looks like the ancient Japanese or Chinese type of dragons. He was just this beautiful golden whitish color dragon. I just never seen anything so beautiful in this dimension, and he was huge. And he walks up and he goes, "Ah, Priestess Makala, welcome." And I was like, just standing there, looking at this beautiful dimensional being, and I was like, hi. It was so, it would like just blow your mind how big this dragon was. And all the other dragons were like half the size of it. It's kind of around it. You know, it's just, and it was a big, like, very old, ancient, like, temple like place where this dragon was. It was huge. It was just, I was just like, damn, can't make this stuff up. Mine, it stayed with me for a whole week how big it was. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, she does a dragon light code meditational activation with the dragons. So that's Kalina Millar. She's on YouTube. You definitely can look that up and go into that. It's a great activation if you are just trying to get really activated and connected with your dragons. I don't think I have a dragon. Oh, you got a dragon. You got a dragon. What are the rules? If you're looking for something, if you like a dragon, you see dragons, you collect statues of dragons, you are part of the dragon lineage. There's a connection there. Okay? Alrighty. So here's how you'll find out. You can do it like this. All right. If you're going to be very new to it, you can just do this. This works for other things too. If I'm a part of the dragon lineage, please connect with me and show me. Make it very obvious so I don't miss it. And please, of the most highest benevolent light, gotta say that, benevolent light, let me know who you are from the 12th dimension and up. Give me a sign. Sometime today, let me know you're here. Okay, so there's been documentations of dragon beings being caught on cameras, on housing cameras. There's been beings being caught on that. And the way you can tell, you'll see a symmetry like light that flows. Okay? It flows. It does this flowing. And the cameras will catch it. Will catch the iridescent light of it. And it'll be moving. And one lady had one. They had things going on in the house. They had destruction. They thought they were dealing with a poltergeist. They didn't know what was going on. So they set up a camera in the kitchen area. They got tired of cleaning up the kitchen. They set it up. And lo and behold, when I saw it, and this was like years ago, I don't even know if this footage still exists. But when I saw it, I knew exactly what it was. And I said, that's a freaking dragon. It's a little one, but that's a dragon. It came through the kitchen. You could see the whole alignment of it. It went and blew open the refrigerator, energetically pulled things out of the refrigerator so it all came on the floor. All the cabinets opened up. And then you just see this light, this whole train of this light as it moves through the kitchen. And then it went up into the ceiling and disappeared. And I was like, that's a freaking dragon. And so I guess when they went back and watched it, it probably blew their minds away to see how big this energy being was. And it was a dragon that was on that timeline coming through their space. Yes. Yes. That's how you know. And if you even get like all of a sudden you feel the need to have a tattoo of a dragon on you. That's the spirit energy of that dragon trying to talk to you and letting you know that you are a rider of a dragon. Okay? When you get tattooed, of a dragon, that's signature of a warrior being energy connection. Okay. So pay attention if you are feeling this connection of dragon energy and you're feeling drawn to it. Once it starts presenting itself, it just wants you to be connected to it. And know this, they are high dimensional beings. They do not have to come and manifest themselves directly into our space because they are very big beings to be doing that. But sometimes what happens when a timeline crosses dimension, and if they're in between that and they're moving, they will be seen in their essence of that. Okay? So that's the dragon energy. Today, I thought today's Ken was really, really good because when we look at today's Ken, that kind of ties into this. And I really want to talk about the flag, the Galactic Federation United States flag, the symbol that was on it, if you haven't seen that yet, is absolutely beautiful because the symbol that's on that flag, I drew that for a client a year and a half ago in a reading, and I was telling him about his spirit brother. His brother was on the other side, and I said, yeah, you and your brother go off into the dimensions and you fight in these wars. You fight in the etheric wars. I said, here's the symbol that shows the ranking. I drew it out on a paper, circled it, and showed it. And he goes, yeah, that's exactly what we have on our chest. That's exactly what I remember my brother having on him. And I said, yeah. Lo and behold, that symbol is on this flag. Galactic Federation, United States. That symbol is on that flag. When I saw it, I just like, wait a minute. I drew that symbol for a client. So today is called the Yellow Electric Warrior. I activate in order to question bonding fearlessness. I seal the output of intelligence with the electric tone of service. I am guided by the power of the universal fire. Yellow, Saturn, throat. Cardinal is the earth family. And the message says each application of the synchronotic order to realize a more integrated state of mind and being accelerated the entire evolution of the planet because we are going through hyper neutron. So this one is moving into the sixth dimensional energy. It's also working with everything that is all connected here. But here, when I went on to the app, it says this was so like right on. The function is fearless. The action is question. The power is intelligence. But it says deploy the strategy of peace and love to achieve the victory of light on earth. Let me repeat that. Deploy the strategy of peace and love to achieve the victory of light on earth. I activate with the purpose of questioning, binding, fearlessly, sealed the exit of intelligence, which is governed by Saturn and ruled by the larynx, the god of fire, the long life of prosperity. That statement is all about what is done, and everything has a signature seal on it when it's done, especially if it's already anchored in a certain timeline to show itself of an outcome. So that, to have that light on earth, the victory, that's what the energy is building up to. It's already happening. because we are now, we only have tomorrow, which is the red self-existing earth. And then we have the last day of this calendar on the 25th. And that is called the day out of time. And the day out of time is all about this. The day out of time on the 25th of this Thursday is the last day of the 13 moon 28-day calendar, a day in which no day of the week or month at all, but a day to celebrate our galactic heritage and creative unification. It is up to us to co-create the world that we would like to see. And they actually have a network that you can visit, a social network called galacticspacebook.com. Okay, that's on the back of that particular book itself. But because this one I have it on my laptop, it's called galacticspacebook.com. And it's a community of like-minded people. So once we hit that, then we go into this, which brings me to my closing dream that I had last night. So remember how I was telling all of you, yeah, we're going to come together, we're going to do this, we're going to start this, okay? This is happening right now, okay? So this starts on Friday, July 21st, and was the magnet moon of purpose, unify, attract, purpose. Now, the dream I had last night, I saw all these different people having this activation at the same time with the amount of light that was coming through. It's almost like it was just activating all of us in such a high way. And I said, oh, that's the picture in the calendar. That's what I was saying in the dream. That's the picture in the calendar. And I was just watching each person was getting this, was lighting up like this. And I was like, ooh, here's the deal with this. See how all this lines up? Okay? See how beautiful that is? See how that energy moves like that? Guess what, lovelies? Anything that is not divine will not light up like that. They will be gone. Okay? Because that's a lot of light to take in, which is why we are going through this whole crystalline process, the Christ consciousness process. And this particular energy, as it's coming in, anything that's not divine will not survive that. This is why when I was talking about before, when they were talking about what happened to all the people where you see the people, you see these places, and all of a sudden it's like people vanished. They disappeared. Okay? We are going through this process. Here's the last part of this. The test is on. The test of what we need to be representing in ourselves is on. Are you still falling for the same okie doke? Are you still doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results? The test is on, because when you emerge into this higher frequency and integrate it and stop denying yourself, no more denying the self, no more just doing what's necessary to get by. No more getting bys. Okay? This is 100% showing up in your true divinity, your true light, your true authentic self, and anchoring that in. You are the freaking key to get to the next level. Okay? This particular energetic portal that is allowing this upgrade, this major quantum energy that we're in right now, because the amount of plasmic, I should say, protonic light that came off the sun yesterday on the back end wasn't facing the earth, but the amount of energy that erupted already has infiltrated onto earth. This is why you're feeling more hot. This is why you're feeling more of the headache. This is why you're feeling more like, what the hell's going on with me? I feel more lethargic. I feel like I just want to stay in the bed. What is going on? But it's too hot to stay in the bed. Ah! This is why when you put on certain clothes, are you ready, lovelies? I saw something just being out just for a few minutes out, you know. This is why certain clothes that you wear, if they are highly polyester, nylon, you're going to feel like your ass is on fire. Because that amount of light, protonic energy hitting that material is going to make you feel like you wrapped yourself up in aluminum foil. Okay? Going to make you feel like you're cooking from within. We're already dealing with a lot of EMF stuff. Okay? This is where all of a sudden you find yourself hitting this high pitch of heat, and then you break out into sweat and you're sweating like crazy. Please do not do this obsessive go get the water to cool yourself off and you're drinking it like crazy. No. Cool yourself off first. Cold towels on the neck, cold towels underneath the armpits, and if you have shorts on, cold towels on the legs. That'll bring your body temperature down fast if you cannot get yourself in a cold shower first to bring it down. Then come and sip on your water so that your body will integrate the water into the cells. And then you're taking a pinch of sea salt so that the water will stay in your body. Because when you sweat, what happens? You're losing a lot of electrolytes. I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor and I'm not prescribing blah, 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 blah. I have to say that because YouTube doesn't want people to have education. Although I'm very educated and have my degrees to back me up. So, anyway, I'm not a doctor. Blah, blah, blah. So, that's what happens when you hit that energy, okay? So you have to make sure you cool your body off, then drink your water slowly, okay? Some people are drinking, gushing that water down so fast, they're over flooding their system, and they're actually not doing well with that. Some are, they just kind of cross over because they did too much, okay? They don't stay on the planet after they did too much. So please, 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 when we're getting that much heat that comes in and hits, you have to just cool yourself off. Even if you get running water on the wrist, that'll cool you down. Then drink your water slowly. It's not always you think you can just drink the ice water that's going to, sometimes just drinking just the regular water and a pinch of that sea salt in that water just helps you to stabilize your electrolytes. Okay? So, we are in that doorway. And so after we're done with our purification, we will have, hold on, let me count it, I think on the new calendar. We will have 4 days. 4 days. And then we'll start on Thursday, August 1st, the water ceremony. This is the one where we are going to take that water for 7 days and we will speak to the water. We will create with the water. We will speak with our divine Hekas into the water. And then you're placing that water into a bowl or a jar that has a lid or a way to cover that until we get to the 8th day, which is the Lion's Gate. Okay. Once we're on the 8th of the Lion's Gate, we will take our water and release it either to the earth of your choosing, under a tree, on the earth where you live, wherever, or you will take your water and give it to the lake or the river. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? How powerful is this? Those of you that are Beast of Light tribe members, what's the intention of this? I'm waiting. What's the intention? What are we doing? What is water a representation of? What is it for? Is nobody brave enough to say anything? Fine. I will let all of you sit with that. And I won't say anything about it if nobody else is going to say it yet. I'll let you sit with it for that time being. But I want you to think about restore balance. Yes. And what else, Donna? What else is that water for? What are we doing with it? It's liquid light, correct? So when we're speaking into it, what are we doing? What are we doing to it? When you speak into the waters, what are you doing? Changing it, charging it, yes. But there's another word I'm looking for with a C. You're charging it, but what else are you doing? It starts with a C, ends with an E. It's 4 letters. You're speaking, setting intentions. Yeah? You're charging it, you're coding it. Code, yes. You're putting the codes in that. Activates us. Yes. Each person, no matter where you are, that is going to do this ceremony. For 7 days, you cannot miss a day. You are building the energy of this. You will take that and you're anchoring that liquid light right there. Mother Earth is going to take that, purifies us, charging and activating it. Yes, Mother Earth is going to take that, what you have spoken, and it's going to go into that, coating the water with your Heka. Yes. You're anchoring it. So when she takes it in, whatever's been said in those spoken words, do our divine alignment. She takes it and she's going to run the new codes and anchor that. And because she's already communicating with Father, Son, or sons, those are being fully activated and recalibrated. And then it sends a message out through her whole entire body. Think of it like this. We're giving her a divine blood transfusion, but except it's water of her sacred blood, which is her water. We are speaking the healing codes and words into that, and she's going to take it and calibrate it and then emanate it all the way out through her being. That's simple. but yet so fucking powerful. We're not just putting the creative divine words here and speaking it. We're taking it and physically giving it a form and anchoring it into the earth. The water is the form. We're forming it and putting it in the earth. And then it anchors. It anchors into the mud. It anchors into the dirt. It anchors into the roots of the tree. It gets into the water. It anchors into the water. Oh, look, a fish is coming by. It anchors into the fish. It anchors into the amoebas. It anchors into the ground. Do you understand how this is going to be anchoring now? Have I painted a big picture of it? And then it gets supercharged by the sun. Yeah. Are you in it to win it or not? What do I do? I see my yeses coming in because yes, and you want as many people wherever you are to participate. Because this is where we are leaving a imprinted signature of our sacred heart, our being right there. The energy from our breath spoken into the waters as it anchors into that is the imprint into that. Our breath, our prana. We cannot live without this, and is a part of being anchored to source. So yes, that comes through and oh yeah, it's on. This is good. And then all we have to do is just watch what happens. This is old ways. Very old ways. Oh no, there's a lot of libations going on. Yes. But this, on this level, some of you have been with me before. And this is changing things and creating this beautiful divine activation of light through the liquid into her. We're infusing that divineness, love, creativity into her and saying thank you. This is what we desire. Let us help create this within you. Let us anchor this. Okay? So, with that being said, I thought it would be only fitting, my lovelies, to pull out the beautiful oracle set that has very beautiful artwork on it. One is called the messenger, one is called the seeker. So we're going to ask, what do we seek and what is the message? They both have the same look on the back. So the message of today, what is it that we seek? What is the message that we seek? What is it that we seek? And then what is the message that coincides with what we seek? All right, let's see what it is. All right. I'm sorry, what was the kin today? It was associated with what? Fire? There it is. There it is. Okay, here it is. The fire dragon. Can you believe that? And it says a choice to make. Make a choice. A choice to make. Make that choice. Make that choice. And then what follows up, it says show that you care. That's the message. Make a choice, be committed, but then show that you care. Show the connection to it. Show that you care. Okay. All beautiful dragon energy. These are beautiful cards. She has beautiful journals that you can also write in. Raven Penland. She is awesome. This is the set. And she even has the signature activations in the cards. Some of her cards have that already in there. This was more like the second set. Her first set that she put out was the Gaia cards. So this is the Oracle one. So you have the red, the fire, and then you have the crystal dragon. How crazy is that? That's crazy. All right, lovelies. That was the teaching for today. So please acknowledge your connection to your dragon beings and allow yourself to, if something is sticking out, coming to you, or you see something, that's part of that connection. Get that. Have that. Don't be afraid of it. And just know they're very high beings. They are very benevolent. And they don't like things that are cruel and mean and don't take care of it. That's just how they roll. Some do the healing. Some just go take care of the issue. Get rid of the problem. All right, lovelies. Be good to yourself. Know that you are seen and heard and you are loved. You are divinely aligned because you are that magical being. And know this. You are worthy. You are sacred. You are connected to the divine source. You are divine. You are that. Know that. Walk in that and own that. Be that. I'm out of here. See you tomorrow. Bye.